Hello and welcome back to Serendipity Intended. My name is JJJan and I am so glad that you are here. It is time for another day in Junk Journal January 2026. It is the 29th and today's prompt is wrapping. So I decided to use a couple of scraps of wrapping paper I had left over from another project and this cute little hedgehog sticker and also just some of the bits and pieces that I have in my scrap bowl to try and use them up. And I decided I would make just a little collage snippet and then glue that onto the page. I like to make collage snippets when I've got just a little bit of time and I want to make something, but I don't necessarily have a particular project in mind. I just have some bits and pieces that I like and appeal to me and I want to put together. And so I'll glue a couple of pieces together, maybe even just as few as two or three, and then save them for another time when I'm putting something together, or maybe I just have a page and I just need a little something on it. And then I can go to that stash of completed snippets and include it on the page. I can also use that snippet to add onto and build onto if that's what I decide to do. In this case, I made a snippet specifically for a page, but you certainly could use the same technique and just create it and then set it aside. Creating snippets is also a really great thing to do when you've got a bunch of bits and pieces that you want to use up and you don't really know when or where you're going to use them. Take them, put them together, and then save the assembled bits and pieces. You've probably already got pieces that are coordinated together because you've been gathering those scraps from pages. And so it's really just a matter of then taking those scraps and assembling them to make something new, something cute that you can grab later. I find that when I go back and I look through some of the snippets that I've made, I feel as almost as though someone's sent me a little goodie in the mail because it's been in my stash. I didn't just make it, so it feels a little bit like a new gift or a newfound treasure. When I sat down to do this page, I did decide that I wanted to go fairly quickly and not do too much overthinking. And so I'm just kind of grabbing pieces as I go, layering and putting down what makes sense. I had originally thought that this would be fairly monochromatic, but then that sort of yellowish paper with the red stripe and this blue ticket really just seemed to make the hedgehog pop a little bit. And I'm glad I decided to go with that color. I also decided I needed to go back in and take a little bit more of that wrapping paper to balance out the branches on the one side so that there was some on the opposite side as well. Oh, a little trick I like to use when I'm using a sticker is to peel off part of the sticker, adhere it so that I have it where I want it, and then go ahead and glue it down or stick it down. That way I know that I'm getting it in the right place. Oh, and here I thought that I needed to add glue and then I realized I hadn't pulled the backing completely off of the sticker. So when I looked at him, he just felt like he was, I don't know, floating a little bit. And I wanted more of the branch feel, but I didn't have any more wrapping paper. So I grabbed a marker and added some lines to the paper that sort of mimicked what was going on in the branches just to extend it a little bit. And then to give him a little bit of shading, I used a micron to add some cross hatching and then went back in with my Sketch and Wash, which is kind of like a charcoal pencil that you can write with and then activate with just a little bit of water and create a little bit of a smudged effect. That definitely helped to make him feel more grounded and less like he was floating, but it still felt just a little bit like he was levitating in front of everything. So I found one more little bit in my scrap pile. This is a piece of tissue paper that has distress ink on it. So I thought that would make a great item to put over top, make him look like he was sitting in some moss or some grass. Paper in this way to sort of bridge the gap between something and its our surroundings is a favorite technique of mine. And that's really it. All that I had to do after that was attach it to the page. I decided, since this paper in the Hobonichi is so thin, that I would use my tape runner to keep the backside as flat as possible. And then went ahead and colored in the date block with my micron and some colored pencils, just to tie the colors in the date block in with the colors on the page. I would love to hear how you handled this particular challenge of wrapping. Drop a comment below and give me an idea of what you did. I cannot believe we are almost at the end of the month. We've just got 2 more prompts to go. It seems like January just started, and now here we are at the end again. Anyway, I'm looking forward to the last 2 days of the challenge. I definitely had fun with this one. I hope you did too. If you did, hit the like button and consider subscribing.